Good afternoon, YouTube, and all of my viewers and subscribers. Trust you're doing as well as you possibly can be. Shane Gibbs, Targeted Survivor, co-founder of Targeted UK, back again for another video. I've changed my let's get this bloody light. I've changed my topic of today. I was originally going to be talking about some EMF and grounding related information, but recently I've been getting a massive influx of people that seem to be still having a lot of trouble dealing with their overt gang stalking, all of the mobbing, all of the stupid, idiotic, cowardly stuff that these parasites try to get away with, and indeed do get away with, as I'm finding, with a lot of victims, or a lot of survivors, I should say. But firstly, I just want to send out a massive thanks to everybody that has shown a very positive reaction to the new website. I've had nothing but praise coming in from so many people. I think we're sort of like up over 100 members that have registered on the site at the moment. The views of people that are visiting the site is crazy. Silly numbers, and I'm hoping that will increase, and I'm hoping it will also aid in a let's call it some kind of hub for targeted survivors. Obviously anybody and everybody is welcome to come and join the site and become a member of Targeted UK, but specifically Targeted UK and what we're doing is only going to be of any massive help to anybody in the UK, because I mean there's not a lot we can do for anybody that's abroad. You're quite welcome to join us in the forums and put your own ideas, but also something that I wanted to mention today is that the facilities that have been set up on the site by Claire, and obviously with some input from myself, there is actually now the capabilities for anybody that registers and becomes a member of the site. You've got the facility on there to actually give your own testimony and put your own testimony up, maybe in your own personal profile, or by starting a thread on the forum, which is very busy, and it's very pleasing actually to see so many people finding it beneficial to have a place, a safe environment for people to discuss, people to build bonds, make friendships, possibly link up with yourselves in your own specific areas. Effectively what we're doing is we're trying to put the emphasis on over to you guys to try and take a little bit of the hard work away from us. As anybody that's been following my channel, you know what a hard job it was for me over the past year trying to link up survivors in the UK. It was a pretty thankless task, to be honest with you. Even the people that I did connect, I never really got any ongoing reports as to how that connection was going. So effectively now you've got the emphasis has been put onto the members. So the site and the facilities on the site will give you the possibility to not only build your own networks up, obviously being part of a bigger network, namely Targeted UK, but it'll also allow you to put your personal story, your personal testimony. Just one thing when it comes down to the to that side of things, please don't bend the truth, please don't elaborate. We all very clearly know exactly what these animals do and how they do it, because it's the same for everyone. And so you don't need to exaggerate, you don't need to lie, just be truthful. Any pictorial or video evidence, you've also got the capabilities to actually load that up onto your profile or into a forum post named your testimony or whatever. There's so many options on the site that would be a massive advantage to anybody that's experiencing this targeting, to be able to log their story, to log their evidence, and obviously build relationships and friendships up with fellow survivors who are also fellow members of Targeted UK. So please go and utilise the facilities on the site. I can see it really taking off. It's been nothing but positive feedback for me personally. you know, there's so many thank yous coming through from not only through the site but through emails, through Facebook. I mean, I must have had about another 30 or 40 friend requests this week through Facebook, which is quite a massive influx, considering I don't spend too much time on there. I've also decided that I don't think it's going to be a good idea to actually formulate a Facebook group, because effectively what that will do is it will take the emphasis away from the forum and the benefits of being within our own form of Facebook, if you like. As the front page of the website states, we are a website and an organisation for targeted individuals by targeted survivors. So come and join us. Anybody and everybody's welcome. We will not take any or tolerate any negative, angry, belittling, far out religious rants, alien orientated stuff, blah blah blah. I understand where you're coming from. I understand all too well where you're coming from, but effectively that is all rabbit holes that you have been sent down, rabbit holes that a lot of you have been sent down to deceive you and misguide you to the realities of what exactly is going on within your own environment and what the program basically stands for. The program is very sick. It's very sick and twisted, and basically the outcome that they're looking for is it's almost like a sensory overload of information and paranoia and fear. Hence the reason why they are continuous in their barrage of bullshit. That's why anybody that's experiencing like the street theatrics and all of the bollocks in the cars and this and that and the other, the reason that they do this and the reason why it's so continuous is because they are relying on, you know, you can imagine a balloon. It's a little simple scenario. So you've got a balloon, right? You balloons your brain or you balloons your mind. You know, you keep puffing it, and then explode. Basic analogy of sensory overload. So effectively they are looking to short circuit your brain, your sensory perception of what's going on around you by the barrage of continual bullshit after bullshit, home invasions, destruction of property, druggings, poisonings, being followed, police harassment, you name it. It's a continual barrage of sensory actions effectively that they are counting on is going to, at some stage, once that balloon fills up and can't take any more, it will then self-destruct. That's a very, very simple analogy of the targeting program and what the results of the targeting program that these idiots are looking to do to you. So some of the advice that I've been giving and all constantly try and tell people to, one, start standing up for themselves, two, realise the difference between fear and danger, because there's a massive difference. You know, fear is just an emotion. It's a basic emotion that they instill in you to be fearful of A, B, C, X, Y, and Z. And then you have the danger. The danger is the only way that you can deal with the danger element is by being diligent. You need to be extra diligent and in all and every aspect of your life. I know we shouldn't have to, but they shouldn't be doing this, and they are. So effectively the only way that you can control and take some kind of power back when it comes down to being targeted is to start learning how to play the game. Because it's basically a game to these people, to these animals. I can't keep calling them people because they're not people. Which they enjoy immensely, probably because they are financially rewarded. Two, they're probably psychopathic, very, very low intellectual, low IQ intelligence type individuals that conduct these outside constant barrage of nuisance harassment, because that's what these people are. They're just a constant nuisance. They're like a smelly fart that just follows you around all day long. Wherever you go, wherever you may be, they will be there. They will be there to continue to overload you and your senses with attack after attack after attack after attack. And when I say attack, I don't mean from the physical sense. This is basically a psychological attack that will be continual, and it won't stop until you start realizing and learning exactly what these parasites are looking to do to you. Now today I was going to be talking about various other bits and pieces, but what did I put? Let me just read you this, what I wrote on my little notepad. The program relies on sensory overload, which is the reason for the constant repetition of events aimed at the target, to produce relentless negative situations which take their toll on the target if the target fails to understand what is happening. Now that is a very, very brief, basic, very, very understandable description of what the results of the targeting that they are looking for. I don't know why I keep getting, I've got some serious light issues going on here. It's gloomy as fuck out there today. I've got a lot of work to do, obviously. We've got outside of the targeting, but I still got to put so much time into this, and I need to start working on time management basically, because I'm starting very, very soon to start looking at I'm just in the middle of sorting the marketing material out for a new business idea that I've come up with, that hopefully won't be able or won't allow the people that destroyed my 15-year-old corporate-based consultancy business, which was very, very easy for them to take down. Effectively, you think about it, my targeting was instigated and called on by a Freemason, and who are the corporate business owners of today's world? You guessed it, Freemasons. So the new business is basically going to be it's like a me to a domestic market type business. So it's going to be a lot harder for them to be able to infiltrate, for them to be able to destroy and take down from a distance, compared to what the consultancy was. So I've got all that to sort out. We've got all of the targeted UK stuff that, you know, I've got an absolute mountain of stuff to do, but I will get through it. But today I just basically wanted to, purely because I've had so many new victims coming forward, victims that I only realised probably several months ago they've been targeted, which is a massive, massive bonus for them coming across not only myself but certain information that they find online, because it allows them to benefit from experience, decades of experience from people like myself, where I've had to find my own way through this, and it's a lot easier for someone who is very, very, well, it's not easy, none of this is easy, but what I'm trying to get at is that there was nobody there all them years ago when I first discovered what was going on. There was very, very few people talking about it online. There was probably one or two groups on Facebook. I think there was one group actually, and I think it was titled MK Ultra Victims or something. So there was very, very little information out there. There was no websites that I can recall that were offering a solution or even a place where you could network and feel safe in an environment where you are dealing with and communicating with like-minded people. So the benefits that anybody new that's realising that their target have got today is huge, compared to what it was for people like myself, which is a great thing. I'm hoping that even when I'm dead and gone, I'm sure that these videos are going to be floating around. My videos is going to be floating around online for people to find, for people to learn from people to discover tactics and techniques that I utilised to actually one, defend myself, and two, get rid of these fucking idiots. Because that's all they are, absolute pain in the arses that think that they are some kind of superior whatever compared to what you are. So today I want to go through, well, just quickly before I go through the equipment, the very, very effective equipment that I'm going to run through today. What the target relies on is repetition. it's a constant repetition type basis, you know, day in, day out. It's the same boring shit, whatever day of the week it is, whatever year it is, whatever decade it is. If you are still having problems dealing with the stalkers out in the street and bullshit from businesses and all that sort of stuff, one of the things that I say to anybody and everybody that contacts me is that you must start holding anybody and everybody accountable for their actions, as any normal human being would do or would expect to have from anybody else. See, the thing is, what with this program, what it does is it instills so much fear, which is out of nothing. You know, they may come into your house, they may do this, they may do that, and it's all it's a psychological headfuck. So they are looking to get you so paranoid and so fearful that you don't want to go out. And what I am suggesting is that you do go out and you confront these people, but not in a confrontational, aggressive stance. But you've got to start learning to play the game from your side, to be able to compete with the game that they're playing from their side. Pretty basic, really. There's no rocket science behind what I'm doing. One of the what I'm suggesting you do. One of the obviously these idiots like to feel that they are untouchable and they can get away with whatever they can get away with out in the street and all that sort of stuff, because effectively it's if you don't think about what you're doing, you don't think about what's happening to you, they will continually get away with what they've been getting away with, and they will enjoy it more and more because they get some kind of power lust increase from watching your demise and watching you scramble around in your life trying to make sense of what these fucking fools are trying to do to you. One of the things that they detest, and one of the things that they cannot allow to happen, is for them to be caught in mid-flight of their pathetic bullshit. So what I'm going to go through today, it's only going to be a short video. I'm going to start cutting these videos down to half an hour, 40 minutes maximum, because one, I've got times is pretty short these days when it comes down to my workload, and obviously starting the new business and keeping the YouTube thing up and working with and consultating and trying to pass on some information to target survivors, some new target survivors that are coming through. Obviously keeping active on the forum as much as I possibly can, along with Claire. It's just there's not enough hours in the day, but it is what it is, and we will continue, and I'm hoping that a lot of you will help, not only help yourselves when you start discovering how actually easy it is to start fighting back, and to break that state of that level of thinking of victimization. You must get out of the I'm a victim of a crime, because yes, you are, no doubtly you have been victimized and you are being persecuted, but you need to understand that nobody's willing to acknowledge that this program actually exists at this stage in this country, and that will change. I can pretty much guarantee that at some stage in the very near future, this is all going to get so much for them to be able to contain. The numbers, the numbers in the UK alone are astronomical, and the sad thing is that it's the same sad story from everybody that contacts me. It's the same process, it's the same thing. So what I'm looking to try and do is I'm trying to try and pass on some information and some tactics on how to deal with certain aspects of the targeting. I'm not claiming that I know it all. I'm not claiming that I don't want to be a spokesman for the community, as certain people, I've had a couple of negative dickheads this week saying, oh, it gives you the right to be I don't want to be the fucking spokesman for the community, mate. Simple as that. But what I do want to do is I do want to try and help people protect themselves and try and help them understand exactly what it is that they're going through, with some tips and solutions to certain aspects of their targeting that they can put into place that are very, very easy, very, very cheap, but also very effective. I have loaded up a video prior to this one going up on my channel for a mini. Let's go through the spy cam. Luckily, somebody gifted me one of these for Christmas, so thank you very much. And what I'm going to be just running through today, and you will find in the video prior to this one on my YouTube channel that I'm sure will get loaded up onto the site by Claire at some stage, is this little puppy. It's like a little 2-inch mini spy camera. It's a standalone camera, and the reason that I suggest buying a standalone camera is back in the very, very early days of my targeting. Before I was, I was just literally running around like a blue-ass fly trying to, secure things and keep things safe, keep me safe, keep the dog safe, keep the food unpolluted, and etc, etc, etc. I had no idea what was going on. I spent thousands of pounds on CCTV and security systems on the house that I once owned, that I was poisoned in and left. And so anybody that is thinking about, oh yeah, just get a CCTV system put in, don't waste your money, because you will come home like I did on every occurrence that you fit a new system or a new camera or a new surveillance type piece of equipment. You will come home to it being destroyed. It will be corrupted, it will be broken. I've got some pictures back from way back in the day. They're quite cloudy, of CCTV cameras that were taken apart, and all of the electric circuitry was all messed around with, making and rendering that equipment completely and utterly useless in all respects. So one of the main things that you need to realize is that anything that's hardwired in, anything that's got a Wi-Fi capability, and can be accessed by these little turd-like hackers that sit in their little tech rooms, probably at GCHQ or one of these other little alphabet organisations. What you need to do is you need to prevent them from being able to access any of your security equipment that you are utilising to defend yourself, and hopefully pick up some evidence and proof of what is happening to you. So this little puppy here, this is a mini DV security camera made by Combro V or Combrov. It is got it's a rechargeable battery, so you recharge it. All of the data is actually stored on a SD card. This one, luckily for me, came with a nice little 16 gig SD card. So you've got your little standalone DVR security spy camera. This one has actually got a motion sensor. See the little round ball at the bottom? So effectively what I'm suggesting, and you can pick these up very, very cheap. You can look on eBay, you can look on Amazon, you can pick the this same camera, or you can pick up cameras very, very similar to this for as little as £5 or £6. So it's probably going to cost you £5 or £6 for the unit itself, probably another £3 or £4 or £5 for an SD card. I suggest you get a 16 or a 32 gig SD card to store all of your data. It comes with several attachments, and is a very, very basic and very, very easy to use piece of surveillance equipment, not only for when you're out in the street, which is what I'm going to run through in a second, but also from when you are at home and you want to keep some form of surveillance footage running while you're at home, while you're asleep, etc, etc, etc. So the camera actually comes with several attachments. Right, and the one that's installed on here is basically a clip. It's like a tie clip. Got it? So what I would suggest, anybody that's dealing with gangstalking, anybody that's dealing with skits out in the street, you can actually place this. You can clip it to your t-shirt, you can clip it inside your coat so it's pointing through the buttonhole. You can clip it almost anywhere and everywhere. And what that will do is that will have your little gang stalking muppets outside run into their holes like the rats that they are. Because one of the things that they do not, and they cannot, I'm assuming they've been told they cannot, is allow their skits and their pathetic childish behaviour to be recorded by the person that is being victimised. So you've got that option there. The motion sensor detection is for another one of the attachments. There's actually several attachments that come with this mini camera. You've got a fixed unit here that you can screw, I don't know, maybe in your bedroom or in above your entrance hall or wherever else that you want to put it. And effectively what happens is that with the clip that you have got on your, that's already installed on there, that you can wear when you're going out in public, you can then basically clip this straight onto the attachment that you can screw to a door frame or a wall or a ceiling or wherever you want to put it, that can be utilised as a home security surveillance system. It's very, very basic, it's very, very cheap, and it's very, very easy to use. So effectively they come with a nice little easy to understand guide. All you basically do is you push a button to record, you push another button if you want it to go in surveillance mode with the motion detection system activated for when you're at home of an evening or wherever, and then you basically plug one end of the camera into the USB slot. You don't even have to take it off the clip, like so. You then plug that directly into a USB on your laptop or your computer or wherever you want to download the footage to get copies of it, save it, send it, post it, wherever you want to do with it. Once you plug that into your USB on your device, the computer or your laptop or your tablet, it will then dump all of the footage that you've actually captured on that little camera straight onto your computer. Nice and simple. It's got audio, no night vision, I'm afraid. Well, actually, no. If it's got motion, no, it doesn't actually mention anything about night vision. But all I'm trying to get at is that if you are having trouble out in the street, if you're having trouble with gangstalking and all of the skits in the cars and people being idiots in supermarkets running into you with their trolleys and then expecting you to apologise because they're trying to make out it's your fault, and you're at the cash point and everybody's like looking over you. One minute you're there on your own and the next minute they're all over your shoulder trying to grab the money out of your fucking cash point, blah blah blah. You know, it's crazy what these people do. It's pathetic what these people do, and it's absolutely crazy how we or targeted people need to have to go to these lengths to actually be able to secure and keep yourself safe while you're out in the public, while you're at work, and when you're also at home. This cannot be corrupted unless they have got their hands on it. It's a very, very small unit, so you do not have to leave it anywhere. You can carry this with you wherever you go. It's big enough or small enough to carry in your pocket, or girls, you can carry it in your purse. Hopefully if you're out in public and you're having problems, then basically you can have it clipped on somewhere and activated so it's capturing all of the audio and video footage that you basically are. So it's the same as what the coppers wear and all the other people wear, but it's a very, very small type of the devices that these, the coppers wear, these great big ones, and GoPro things and all that sort of stuff. You need to try and be as covert as you possibly can. What I do see is I see so many people, especially on YouTube and stuff, and I mean they're going around, and don't go looking for this. Once you've got these capabilities, once you've got this little £10 worth of very effective technology, don't go searching for it. It will come to you anyway. Wherever you go, it's going to be in your face. But once they discover, and they will know, once you have got a small little piece of equipment, little piece of technology like this, you will soon have or find that a lot of the over pathetic childish games that goes on out in public will almost instantly disappear. So it's a must-have. It seriously is a must-have, especially for anybody that is having trouble dealing with gang stalkers. There are other cameras and bits and pieces that I will be profiling over the coming weeks and months, but when it comes down to cost effectiveness and how beneficial this actually is to a targeted person, I can't sing its praises enough. Very, very simple, standalone, so it's very it's not, they can't corrupt this sort of stuff because it's not linked. You can't link to it. Anything that can be linked to, they can corrupt. Anything you leave laying about, they will fuck up and corrupt and destroy. So this is a very small, cost-effective piece of surveillance equipment that you can then start learning to play the game from your side. They will be very hesitant to actually confront you once they realise that you are recording everything they do and everything they say, which will make your life a darn sight more peaceful. There's not a lot we can do about the targeting, but you can learn to live alongside it. You just need to learn how to play the game from your side. All games have got two sides. What they rely on is that you don't learn how to play the game, and they psychologically damage you so drastically that your head is so filled up with their bullshit that the last thing you're thinking about is actually fighting them back by doing stuff like this. Never react violently, ever, because that's what they will be pushing you for. But you don't need to. When you've got one of these very small, you know, you can even clip it inside your, if you want to be that covert about it, you can even clip it inside your because it's got a pinhole camera on it, so that pinhole can be poked through a buttonhole. It can be, you could even, I don't know, just put a little slit inside a pocket or something and have that peeking through. They will know that you've got this device active. They will know that you are videoing and audio recording them when you're out in public. This will solve a lot of the problems that you're being confronted with. 100%, no question. It's probably going to cost you 10, maybe 15 pounds for this complete unit here with the SD card included. Don't forget you've got the option for the motion sensor. Some of them have motion sensors. I mean, I've just been having a look online. They're the cheapest one with a motion detection system on it. I saw on it was about £5.50 on eBay. So it doesn't have to cost you the earth to be able to prove and protect yourself, not only whilst you're out in public, but also while you're at home and you're asleep. Because something else that I'm going to be putting up and putting together is that I've got so many audio recordings from years and years ago that quite clearly show that people were entering my home while I was asleep in bed. And yeah, not very nice experience. I can remember exactly. That's just triggered me. I can remember exactly when I replayed the first recording I took, when I heard people sort of like whispering around me while I was in bed and opening drawers in the office and unzipping things and all that sort of stuff. It's very spooky. So learn very quickly that this is a two-way program, and you must learn how to play from your side. The sooner that you learn how to protect yourself and learn how to play the game and learn how to live alongside the targeting, which is your only option. There is no other option. The only option that you have got is to be able to learn to live alongside your targeting. There is no other option at the moment. The benefits of belonging to an organisation like Targeted UK will give you massive peace of mind, because you will have a huge number of people that can give you answers to questions that you may have, or have also experienced the same bullshit that you've experienced. So the benefits of having that kind of people and that kind of access to them sort of people, it wasn't there for me. You know, it wasn't even an option. You know, reactive back then, it was the case of you either sunk or you swam. You either managed to survive or you didn't. And hopefully, little bits of equipment like that will have you living alongside your target in a lot more peace, a lot more grounded fashion. So you got that. So you got that for when you're going out. Please listen to what I'm saying. You know, this is a very cheap piece of equipment that will potentially, you could catch and prove to whoever, the authorities, even though they're involved, they've still got to act. Which is getting back to what I said earlier on. Always hold everyone, anyone and everyone fully accountable for anything and everything that they do in a negative fashion towards you as an individual. That is what normal people do. And we're normal people. They're the fucked up ones. Hold them accountable. Video them. Audio record them. Learn how to fight back. I've got to stop saying fight, because it's not about fighting. It's learning how to play the game. It's learning how to live alongside your targeting. Like I said earlier on in this video, never ever react and lash out violently to anything that goes on outside, to your neighbours, to anybody, because that is what they are looking to do. They're looking to push you to do that, with the sensory overload that I was talking about with earlier on in the video. Secondly, while you're at home, so this is home-based stuff now, and also this little unit can be utilised. It's something that I send out. I've been sending out to target survivors for some time now. I have just bought another little batch of, I only bought a batch of 30 this time. Right, this is another very, very cheap option to keep you safe overnight time. This is a wireless alarmed doorstop. Already comes with batteries installed. This is a new little stylish type version. The early ones I've still got laying around somewhere. I don't use this sort of stuff no more because I don't have to deal with that sort of shit. But the early ones are very, very crude, not cheese wedge type things. But these ones are quite stylish. But there's two functions that you can utilise here. Well, no, it's actually three functions you can utilise here. So you've been out and you've come back and you settle down for the evening. You then decide that you want to go to bed, and so you then set up with your little bracket wherever you put that up, hopefully sort of around your bedroomy area. Don't leave it anywhere. You cannot leave that camera. If they get their hands on that camera's then fucked, and you've got to buy another one. Just keep that in mind. So you get home of an evening and you've got your little bracket stuck up. So you take your camera and you set your camera up. You can even leave it plugged into the mains if it's not fully charged. These things on motion detection, if you're using them as home surveillance, they've actually got once it's got fully charged, it's actually got a 7-day standby time. So this per every charge will last for 7 days if it's left as a static piece of equipment in your home or wherever you want it to, wherever you decide to put it. But like I said, I wouldn't suggest leaving this anywhere. Even if you feel that you want to leave it at home to try and catch home invasions, I can pretty much guarantee that when you come home, this thing's going to be absolutely busted, possibly in bits, and any footage it's taken will be completely and utterly corrupted. So don't leave it at home. There's nothing you can do about home invasions. You can set some little traps like I did, which I'm sure they fell into, didn't you? Silly boys and girls. But I'm not going to talk about that one. But so you've got your surveillance. So you get home over night time, you set your camera up wherever you want it to be set. So that's recording. You can have it set to the motion detection system, or you can just have it running constantly on the video record option. But it's just got a mode button, an on-off button, and a reset button. Very, very basic and very, very simple. So you've got that piece there. Then you've got this other very, very cheap, very, very effective piece of wireless alarm system. Is to alert you, not only that will it act as a door stop to prevent a door being opened, but when you turn the unit on, and so you can imagine you're sleeping there all nice and quiet, hopefully, if you've not got too much noise campaign shit going on outside. So you've got your camera set up, you've settled down for the evening, and you've stuck one of these little puppies underneath your bedroom door. So if you do get any home invasions of a night time and somebody tries to open the door while you're sleeping, hopefully they'll be picked up. If they're probably going to have their faces covered anyway if they're coming in over night time, on your camera, on your little surveillance unit. But if they try and open your door, they're going to get that alarm. That is enough to wake up you and your neighbours. Right? These little units here, you're probably looking at £5 or £6 tops online to buy that. So this will also double, especially for women out there. I'm not talking. I'm not going to start calling it a bloody rape alarm or anything like that. But effectively, if you think about it, you could actually utilise this and keep this in your, especially for women out there or anybody that feels they need to have some kind of alarm system out in public. If you feel what it will do is it will give you peace of mind. Peace of mind if you've got the camera on, knowing that nobody's going to confront you out in public with any of their stupid, pathetic, childish shit because you're audio recording them. But say for instance your camera runs out of charge, but you are in a situation, especially if you're a female, and you are becoming extremely worried about what's going on in your vicinity while you're out in public, you could literally use this as some kind of rape alarm system. So it's got several uses. One, it will keep your door shut. Two, if anybody tries to open it, it's going to ring off the alarm. And three, if you're out in public and you feel threatened as a female, turn it on, trigger it. Very, very cheap, very, very effective piece of security equipment. So with the two pieces of equipment that I've gone through and run through with you guys today, you're looking at probably £10 or £15 tops with the SD card for the standalone camera system, and probably another £5, £6 tops for one of these little alarmed wireless doorstop alarm systems. Very cheap, always got to be cheap, but it's got to do the job. So I've done all that work for you, we've done all that work for you. You know, the amount of money that I've spent on trying to protect homes, trying to protect the dogs, trying to protect this, trying to protect that, and cameras for this. You're probably talking thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds that I've wasted on these pathetic animals for them only to literally destroy anything and everything that I set up. And I'm going back probably 6, 7, 8 years when it was really, really kicking off, and there was some really fucked up shit going on. So that basically is where I'm going to leave today's video. I just wanted to highlight and show you guys how effective and how easily and affordable it can actually be to protect yourself out in public and at home in your house or wherever you're residing of a night time where you settle down for your sleep. Very, very cheap, very, very effective. You can buy them anywhere. I'll try and get some links put up onto the website. And so there you go. Security tip video number 1, effectively. I will be doing a series of shorter type videos where I'm highlighting little bits of very, very cheap and very, very effective pieces of equipment like I've just shown you in this video, but for the around £20, which anybody can afford. Even if you're on benefits, £20 is not a lot of money. Anybody can purchase these two little devices, and they will give you a lot of protection, they will give you a lot of peace of mind, and it will also give your pathetic, parasitic, cowardly, rat-like stalkers something to think about. Start fighting back, people. Learn how to play the game. Learn how to live alongside your targeting. It's the only way forward. I can assure you there is no other way. You must learn to live alongside your targeting, and that is effectively what I'm trying to put the information out there, try and put through my first-hand experience and the knowledge that I've gained through. This stuff is so basic to me now. I'd love it if they were still gang stalking me and I weren't getting electronic harassment. That would be a godsend. But because I used to enjoy the gang stalking, it was a bit of a game to me. I won't lie to you. I used to find them ridiculous. I used to find them pathetic, and also very, very quite humorous. I used to get some great laughs out in public, especially when they was doing all of the little hand signals and stuff, which is another thing that I'll talk about in another video in the coming future. Anybody that has been going through this, you will know all of the, used to get them what was it they used to do? It was all sorts of stuff. They would touch their ear, or they would be doing this as if they was talking into some kind of device, or they'd do this. If they're doing that to you, start doing it back, and you will have great fun. Seriously, these people are not intelligent people. it's really, honestly, it's not that much of a very intelligent program. It's a very, very basic psychological headfuck of a program. And once you learn that, and once you understand that, and once you digest that information, you will be able to deal with your targeting in a completely different fashion altogether. Start learning how to play the game from your side. Start learning how to live alongside your targeting. These little bits of equipment, this information would have been gold to me back in the day, but it wasn't. And luckily for me, I survived through those hideous years of that shit that I used to have to deal with. It felt like it was going on forever. But you don't have to. You need to educate yourself. You need to understand what these people are trying to do, and then you need to counteract everything they're trying to do by hitting them back with their own medicine. Not doing the disgusting stuff, but catching them, exposing them. Our main aim should be to look to gather evidence enough to expose all of this shit as best as we can on a constant 24/7 basis. You cannot take your foot off the pedal. Once you start realizing how effective all of these little bits of tips and all of these little bits of cheap equipment are, you will be looking at your targeting from a completely fresh set of eyes. I can guarantee it, because I did. And that just about sums up today's video. I was, like I said, I was going to be talking about. I'm gonna hopefully, well, it all depends on whether this new business venture kicks off. Work seems to be a little bit slow coming through at the moment, and hence the reason why I'm looking to go out on my own and try and pick up some bits and pieces in between the other work that I was doing last year. So that just about sums up today's video. I trust you're all doing as well as you possibly can be. Any questions at all, please feel free to contact myself or Claire. You can email me on shane@targeteduk.com, or you can get hold of Claire. It's an issue with the website or an idea for the website, you can contact her direct by email at claire@targeteduk.com, or you can contact her directly through the website. The option is yours. So that's where I'm going to leave today's video. I hope you're all doing as well as you possibly can be. Oh, and a Happy New Year. See, this really gets me. How can it be a Happy New Year when we're going through this shit? There's nothing happy about what this crap is all about. But who knows? In a few years' time, we might be in a situation where we can start actually really saying Happy New Year and actually meaning it. But until all this bullshit stops and all this bullshit is exposed and acknowledged, and whether, when, and if that day comes. Until then, we've got to keep our foot on the pedal, and we've got to keep fighting back, and keep fighting back in the best ways that we can find. So hence the reason for today's video, and hence the reason for the website and the way that the format of the website's laying now. And quickly, just before I go, please utilise the facilities on the website. Put your testimony up on the website. We are going to be very, very shortly looking to see whether we can have sort of like some kind of video conferencing software added onto the program, and down to due to an anonymous donation that came in over the weekend. We hopefully, fingers crossed, we should have enough money to pay for the hosting for another 2 years. I was quite overwhelmed actually it was actually from a fellow member of from the old TI television team who's come over to Targeted UK. He came along at the weekend. We had a nice cup of coffee, and he had been given money by certain people that he was involved with, and they passed it on to us at Targeted UK to utilise and pay for further hosting fees, and hopefully new software so we can facilitate some kind of video chat, maybe even some kind of video conferencing system that will specifically and only be on Targeted UK's website. I'm not going to be opening up the Facebook and all of the YouTube stuff. Yeah, the YouTube might come into play later on down the line, but there's too much work to be done already, so we're not going to wear ourselves out too thin. But we want the site, and we need the site to be some kind of centralised hub for targeted survivors in the UK, and any foreign targeted survivors that feel that they want to join in and become members, you're fully welcome to take that option. We're not going to turn anybody away, but what we won't put up with, we won't put up with any negativity, any belittling, or anybody that wants to just cause an argument just for the sake of causing an argument, which is pretty evident these days within the community. But it won't be tolerated on or through Targeted UK. So, targets and non-targets. Stay strong, stay diligent, pay attention to this information and use it or not. It's completely your choice. If you feel that you can handle what's going on with you without taking on this information or purchasing some of this really effective cheap budget type security surveillance equipment that I'm showing you for instance in today's video, then go right ahead. I'm just trying to do my part, nothing more. So on that note, I'm off down the printers to go and start designing my new flyers for my new business, and I will catch up with you all again at some stage in the very near future with another video. Any members of Targeted UK, I will no doubt catch up with you in the forum over the next few days, as I've been doing and Claire's been doing. We have been quite active within the site, and things are moving forward in a very positive fashion. So once again, a massive thank you for the anonymous donation that came through. That's going to allow us to extend the website hosting for a further 2 years. Hopefully that will give us at least, well, it will give us 3 years security to know that that site's not going to go anywhere for at least 3 years. And it'll also give us hopefully the option to be able to add the video conferencing type option. It's all being looked into at the moment, and fingers crossed it's something that we can actually buy the software so we can instill it onto the site, and possibly start doing some video conferencing and some obviously interviews and testimonies and bits and pieces like that. So watch this space. Still early days, we're only a week or so into 2019, and all guns are blazing. So I'm nothing but pleased with the way things have turned out, and the positive reactions that we've had to Targeted UK has just been absolutely overwhelming, and long may it continue. So that's enough for today. We'll catch up with you again at some stage in the very near future, and until then, stay strong, take care of each other, and I'll catch up with you all again real soon. Take care, bye for now.